All right, welcome back to the channel, everybody. Apologize for about the background. There's a lot of cars coming by. We did a lot of videos recently on Henderson Hall, which is a preserved plantation here in Boaz, West Virginia. And one thing I've been wanting to do lately is go around to all the different cemeteries in Boaz and see if we couldn't find any places where people have marked and started to preserve where the slaves would have been buried. Back then, I don't know that they would have had marked graves or anything like that. But in the future, once people started to identify where the plantation was burying the slaves, I think it's probably possible that they put some markers in so people would know where the cemeteries were and we could kind of honor those people after the fact. But I've got one of these cemeteries here. It's called the Elias Keller Cemetery. We're gonna stop in here and see if we could see anything on any of these gravestones in here. All right, there's the sign. Road's just right down there. It's not a very big cemetery. 333. I think maybe 9 people are buried here. There's little markers right in front of these middle ones, so maybe 12. I'm not too sure. None of these little 3 right here have any markings on them anymore at all. I don't know if this is discarded or if this is a grave off to the side. If it is, that makes 10 that I could see. I don't know. You can actually see there's TK, JPK, and JK on the little headstones. Well, this is different than what that says. Tabitha Keller died 1854, 27 years old. And then these initials are different, so I imagine maybe these are like children. I don't know what EAC would mean, if it's initials for somebody's name or maybe a group. I'm not sure. I wonder if these two weren't involved in a skirmish or they came down with some kind of illness. This lady died September 9th of 1854. And then exactly 3 weeks later, this person here, Jesse, I'm not sure the gender, I'm not sure what that says, if it's a son or daughter or what it says. But 3 weeks later, they died. They were 16 and she was 27. This must have been a grandparent of some type. Died at 1816, 22 years old, or 1846, I apologize. It's 22, that'd be 1824 they were born. And I can kind of see this one. This says daughter. And I think that one says something else. I think that's an L at the front of that, so I'm not sure what that one says. And here's another one. This is Elias Keller, who I think was one of the main property owners out here. This is the only name in all of these graves that I've actually heard of. They actually died almost a month after those two. So maybe that's what was going on. Maybe there was some type of illness going around. Back then they didn't have vaccines, so something that we don't even think of on nowadays, people died of back then. Another 1854 there. Eleanor, wife of Granville Ogden, 33 years old. Died a month after that one and 2 months to the day after Tabitha. And this one says Rachel Keller. Keller looks like it's spelled different than on the other ones. It looks like it's spelled almost with an A or something there. And I can't tell anything on this one. 1858 maybe, but it's really hard. It's really eroded. If you could tell what this says, let me know in the comments. Looking around, I don't see anything else at the perimeter of this beautiful little cedar tree here. Somebody was trying to keep it propped up, but other than that, stone over against that tree, it doesn't look like there's any graves or anything pushed over the edge of the graveyard. Alrighty, I hope you guys enjoyed that. That is Keller Cemetery. We're going to go home and do a little bit of sleuthing and see if we can learn more about this family. I don't think that any of these are related to any kinds of slaves. Hopefully down the road we can find where actually interred the slaves, and hopefully they got some grave markers that are kind of honoring and remembering those people. we'll look up that family, see their involvement out here in Boaz, learn a little bit more about them when we get home. After doing a little bit of sleuthing on the internet, I was able to find this PDF that had information about the cemetery. And what I discovered, if you could read down here at the bottom under additional comments, all those deaths that happened in 1854, it looks like there was an illness. It says Elias, Eleanor, Tabitha, and Jesse all died of typhoid fever. Elias Keller and Rachel Arnold married on December 30th, 1819 in Wood County, which back then would have been Virginia. But that's just a little additional information. I didn't find too much else. We might jump back down this rabbit hole in the future, but for now, we're going to leave this as it is. Well, I hope y'all enjoyed our little tour of Elias Keller Cemetery. If you guys liked the video, please subscribe and leave us a comment. Let us know what you think.